All right. So, folks, Kim Curran is the founder of Into Places, a network concierge firm built on the belief that meaningful relationships don't happen by accident. They happen through intention, presence, and thoughtful follow through. She helps leaders, entrepreneurs, and organizations strengthen their visibility and build trust by showing up on their behalf at the events they can't attend themselves. Kim's career began on Wall Street, where she learned early how high stakes environments rely on strong relationships and clear communication. Her professional path later expanded into financial services, real estate sales, training, and nonprofit leadership, giving her a rare cross industry perspective on how connection drives opportunity. After multiple relocations required her to rebuild her network again and again, Kim developed a unique ability to read rooms quickly, understand people deeply, and create authentic connections that last beyond the initial introduction. Those skills became the foundation for Into Places. Today, Kim represents executives, founders, and mission driven organizations at conferences, networking events, and community gatherings, acting as their eyes, ears, and voice in the room. She listens for opportunity, facilitates warm introductions, and extends her client's presence far beyond the event itself. Known for her genuine approach and thoughtful communication style, Kim champions a simple truth. The most powerful networking isn't transactional, it's relational, human, and rooted in service. Her work helps people show up with clarity and confidence, even when they can't be in the room themselves. Kim, welcome, and the floor is yours.
All right. Thanks, Rick. Is it showing up okay?
We
Or
actually see your whole presentation, so the side menu too. If you would
okay.
click on, maybe you got to go to like presentation, click on slideshow over up a little
Oh,
bit,
got it.
slideshow, then from beginning or current slide on the left.
Thank you.
Now you should be able to arrow right and left. I'm going to spotlight you too, so that you are the only one we see.
Okay.
All right, you ready to go?
All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with everyone. So let's start with a quick show of hands. Who has ever handed out 20, 30 business cards at an event and absolutely heard nothing back? Yes. Yes. So we've all been there, right? Even the best networker has been there. So, and that's the thing is most people think that networking gets easier over time, and it does in a way, but then we get stuck, right? Just like with everything else. It's we're going about our business and we keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then it seems like our efforts are not equaling results. So we have to kind of pivot there. So I know everybody is a good networker in this room. Some of you are master networkers, and I appreciate all of those that I've had one-to-ones with. Everybody gets it, which is great. So today's not about the basics, but it's about a few things that I've learned that can help you up your game. And one thing that I learned the other day
Kim, I'm
is,
just asking, did you mean to switch slides? You're still
yep,
on the
I'm
same slide
going there.
with the
There we
hands up.
go.
Okay.
I learned this the other day. Lead with the left eye. How crazy is that? Has anyone ever heard that before?
No.
I had not either. So what it means is that you make contact through the left eye because that the left eye goes to the right brain, and that's your intuitive, your touchy-feely side, if you will. And now you don't have to be that drastic. You don't have to wear a pirate patch over your right eye. Um, but you kind of lean in with that left eye and make that connection because it makes the other person feel seen, feel heard, and gives them that warm connection. So it's subtle, it's intimate. You don't have to tilt your head. You don't have to, hold the thing over your eye. You don't have to turn your body so that your left eye is facing somebody. But I was on the call with a really amazing networker a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to him about this. And we noticed that we were both kind of tilted to the left and making that contact from the left side. And we started talking about it, and you realize that probably more of you do that than you think you're doing it. And so I want you to try it tonight. Try it tonight while you're out networking. Tonight's a great opportunity. And let me know how it goes, whether you felt awkward, whether you stood to the left, or if you just go straight on, but still make contact with that left eye. And then the next thing is let me shift your perspective, right? So we started off networking with who do I need to meet? I need 20 business cards from today's event. And you really don't. You need to go in with the different approach with who needs to meet me? Who needs a genuine connection? Who needs some motivation? Who needs an ear? Who needs somebody to listen to them? And who needs somebody to be the bridge for their business? So, what I do when I'm out networking is I listen for what people need. I don't approach it with, what do you do? That is not in my vocabulary. I always want to get to know somebody first. And then we can talk about what do you do? How do you do it? Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for is a really great question to start with, so that you can go ahead and start thinking, who do they need to meet? Because that's where you get the connections from. You don't pass out the business cards and hope that somebody's going to call you. So one of the things is I always say is get out your calendar, have your calendar on your phone and make those appointments before you ever leave the room. And it's just a great way to do it. I was at a recent networking event and I heard somebody say that their mother fell and she was coming out of rehab. Well, it just so happens that I represent an in-home healthcare service. And I put the two parties together. I made a warm introduction between the woman whose mom had fallen and the owner of this in-home healthcare service. And what happened is now my in-home healthcare service client is helping out mom so that mom does not have to, the kids don't have to bear all the burden because she's the only one here. All of her siblings are away. She was having to take time off from work to go to the doctor's appointments. And so there's a connection that worked. And it was really simple. It was just listening for what somebody needs. And we all have people in our Rolodex there. How's that for dating myself, right? That we know that do these different businesses, and you can make those connections. So the third point is close every conversation with the next step. So this is where you're making those appointments. You're scheduling the appointments before you leave the room. Because if you don't, all you did was party. It's not even networking. It's just having a conversation that goes nowhere. So what you want to do is when in talking to the person that you're speaking with, and these don't have to be long drawn out conversations. I'm not saying that you spend 20 minutes with somebody, but take a few minutes and don't do your 30-second elevator pitch because that's not where the business is going to come from. So, have you ever been out at a networking event and you're having an amazing conversation with somebody? Everything is firing really well. You think you just met your next best friend, and then you don't follow up. Maybe you lost the business card. Maybe you waited too long to reach out to them and they didn't reach out to you. And now you're like, gosh, I just let that conversation go. So, being in master networkers, that's not what we do. We follow up with things like, this is a great conversation. Let's meet next week for coffee. And as somebody told me once, not everybody is coffee worthy in person. A lot of people are coffee worthy on a Zoom because you save that extra time. But another one is, I know somebody that you need to meet. I'll make that introduction tomorrow. You're leaving them with, I care about you. And then another great way to end it is, if somebody mentioned, oh, I was on a call and or I listened to a podcast. Send me that link. I know exactly who I'm going to send it to. So you're following up and you're ending your conversation with your next step. And from there, you can go ahead and continue that conversation, grow that relationship before you ever even get into what you're looking for. So you put the emphasis on them. And I know a lot of us try to do it, but then we're in these networking where maybe you have 60 seconds to talk about yourself, and it's hard. But always find out what the other person wants and needs from you and be that connector. That's what I do in my business every day is I'm connecting those people. I'm making a warm introduction between somebody that I'm representing and somebody who might need their service. And it doesn't necessarily mean needing their service right then. Like, for instance, with my in-home health care, I'm introducing them to estate planners, financial advisors, because those are all the people that work one-on-one and know what's coming up in their life. So, um, so here's the truth that we all know, right? Is that networking isn't about collecting people. It's not collecting the business cards. We all have the stacks of business cards like that thinking, what do I do with these things, right? Nothing, because time has gone by and you didn't make those connections. And it's okay not to connect with 20 or 30 people at each networking event. Come away with a few good connections and see where that goes. Um, so what you're doing is you're elevating them. We
One
all
minute, one
know.
more minute, Kim.
Okay, thanks. So we all know that back in the olden days, networking was about sales. It's not. Now we're going to be connecting with people, and the sales will come to you from there. So what I want to know is which one of these steps are you going to try in the next week? Drop it in the chat if you can. So you're going to be creating that bridge because building relationships lead to opportunities. And here's how you can contact me. And does anyone have any
Thank you,
questions? What can
Kim.
we talk about? What are your some best networking tips? What has worked best for
Kim, if
everybody?
you stop sharing, you'll see the whole screen.
Thanks, Rick.
You're welcome.
Sebastian.
Me, a question, not a tip really. How do you get out of drawn out conversations at a networking in a polite way and in a smooth way?
Yes, great question. And so some of it is, I've really enjoyed our conversation. Let's connect. Um, and Or another way is introduce them to somebody else. So, like, I know somebody that you need to meet. So, and then let's continue this conversation later. If you mean it, if you have really no interest, try the approach of introducing them to somebody else, or just tell them flat out in a nice way that, you know, I've really enjoyed this, but I don't want to monopolize your time. So that's yes, and yes, we've all been there, right? Especially the people that come in and I was at an event at Christmas time and I just simply asked because I'm used to being in this room and I'd never seen this person. It's like, oh, have you been to one of the chamber events before? And we're in the buffet line and she put down her plate, pulled out the business card, handed it to me, and then went into her pitch. And I'm like, oh my, that's not the way we network. But does that help?
Stacy.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. Hi, Stacy.
Hey, so first of all, love everything you shared. I also used to teach a networking class because I do a lot of it and used to do even more of it. And I love everything you shared. And one of the things that I used to share is that if you're going to a networking event, then the people are there who are there are likely to like networking events. So I always go, even with flyers. For some nowadays, you don't do that, maybe a QR code, but I go with another event. Hey, do you know about this event that's happening next week? Hey, did you? I would, I'm going. Maybe we could connect there again or around that. So that's just a tip I wanted to share. But actually, what I wanted to ask you, Kim, is I wanted to know a little bit more, if it's okay to ask, about your business and what you do and how that actually works for someone to hire you. Are they hiring you on a one-time basis, per hour basis to go and be them at an event? Or is it part of an entire strategic thing where you're helping them with visibility? Just curious, because it sounds very interesting what you do.
Yes, so I do it both ways. I can do the one-time events where I'm just representing them and I charge them an hourly rate, minimum 2 hours. And then I have 2 events a month and 4 events a month that include strategic, what's the best room for you to be in, right? Because for me, I'm very active in our local chamber of commerce. And it's not the best place for, say, a financial advisor, a realtor, because really you can swing a cat and hit 10 of them in the room. So that's not the best room for them to be in. So we talk strategically about what rooms do you need to be in? And that's something very important to be looking out for as well. But Stacy, I love your tip. That's a great one to bring the next event to everybody's awareness. I'm going to try that. I've also been told that if you're not, if you don't love networking, act as the host because act like it's your house and you're welcoming people into your house, and it takes away that pressure from you. And it also makes you stand taller and be present more, if you will. Hi, Rick.
Kim, I wanted to ask so that folks know, will you also do this in a Zoom room for people?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I will. And I have promoted people's conferences that are virtual and in person. And I've helped promote a book and an international jazz singer to get people coming. So I will do Zoom rooms, Teams meetings. I'll go anywhere.
Good stuff. Thank you.
So schedule one-to-ones. I want everyone to make sure they schedule at least 2 1-to-ones from this conversation.
And can I ask, did Deborah put her info in the chat as our visitor? So we could, and I know Andy did,
If
but
she didn't, I will get it.
okay, that'd be
I
great.
will, yeah. Yeah, she's amazing.
Good.
And yes.
Thank you. All right, I think we're good. Back to you, Donna. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.